Şengün right here going up. Luka Doncic. Oh my goodness, Maxi Kleber, watch your head going up and over. And yeah, Craig, that's the left hand. Don't you do it to him, Şengün. Attacking with some force, man.
Hey guys, TPR here. Welcome to the Per Sources YouTube channel. How good is Alperen Şengün? Şengün? Alperen Jokic? Is Şengün the steal of the 2021 draft? What is his ceiling? What is his floor? How good can he be? Let's find out. Let's take a look. Let's get right to it, guys. Alperen Şengün. We're going to talk about what he does well at first and then talk about a lot of his weaknesses. As far as Şengün goes, he came on everyone's radar because of some of the many flashy plays he can do. This player has a very high basketball IQ and he's constantly showing it by a lot of the flashy plays he's making. See me, I'm a sucker for high basketball IQ players. Combine that with a player that can pass and make it look cool. I love that because I think when kids watch a guy like Şengün, guys like Jokic, guys like Draymond that can really pass at the big man position, I think it encourages kids to want to pass. And Alperen Şengün is a very gifted passer. For a lot of what he lacks in terms of size and speed, maybe at this age and coming from overseas, he's really making up with this high basketball IQ and selfless nature. Jalen Green is a lot better when Şengün is in the lineup. And he makes passes numerous ways. He does the soccer pass kind of over the shoulder. You can do behind the back stuff, get in the paint, always looking to the corner. Kind of like Jokic, when you steal the ball from him that deep in the paint, you're always surprised because you always think he's looking to the corner. You know, you need to have a teammate there. And he can always find teammates in transition. He can run the ball. One thing about Şengün is in his role with the Rockets, he very rarely has an opportunity to run the court and make plays in transition. However, he definitely has that in his arsenal. I think where you're going to really see Şengün make a lot of these flashy plays are going to be in the post and cutting off the ball because they just have so many ball handlers that Şengün really seldomly gets the opportunity to have the ball in his hand. His role with the Rockets has really been playing off the ball, setting a lot of picks, a lot of off-the-ball picks, on-the-ball picks, and then just cutting to the basket. And this kid definitely has the athleticism and skill to finish. I mentioned earlier he may not have like the best NBA body. I really meant that from a defensive standpoint, and he's not exactly a 7-footer like Jokic is, so he isn't gonna body a lot of these centers with his size, but he's making up a lot of it with his basketball IQ, being in the right place, right time, cutting off the ball, and finishing with authority, and very, very patient player too. I think of Şengün as one of the smartest player of his draft class, probably top 3. I really like Josh Giddey, but Şengün is a very underrated pick for the Rockets. I know it sounds silly, but having patience sometimes as a young player is very rare to find, underappreciated, and Şengün has a lot of those fundamentals that you'd expect to have from a big man coming in from overseas. A lot of those guys are really impressive, oftentimes a lot more impressive than a lot of the guys we have here in the States. He is a fearless player. He's not afraid to flex on you, and he's gifted with a lot of physical moves in the post. I think with the right matchups, we'll see a lot more of that. Again, he's not a true 7-footer. He's not even close, so I'm curious to see how he's going to do against some of these larger defenders. Didn't do really well against Valanciunas, but he's going to continue to expand his game in many ways. He shoot the 3, a little bit of a mid-range game, so I think he's going to be fine. He just needs to work on those feet. Skill-wise, kid is a very underrated draft pick. Now, let's start talking a little bit about where he struggles on the offensive and defensive end. So with young guys, you're going to see that maybe the game comes at them a little bit too fast, or they're too skinny. They can't go up against grown men, as years of building muscles. Those are normal. But some of the issues related specifically to Şengün is he is not a 7-footer, right? He's 6'10". So in order to succeed in the NBA, he's going to be a guy that needs to cut, needs to be a very athletic guy. And he's not, an athletic freak by nature. The second thing is he wants to play that Nikola Jokic role where he's kind of being that point center. Well, the Houston Rockets, the way they're built right now, they are not built to accommodate Şengün. They have multiple ball handlers, and they're all very selfish and very, very immature with the way they play the game of basketball. So his environment to improve on the offensive end is not great. And combine that with, to be honest, guys, he is maybe the worst defensive player I've ever seen in my entire life in the NBA. He is like if Enes Kanter was slower. And that slow footwork is a big problem. I mean, it's pretty bad. Like, they can't keep him on the floor, which stinks because when he's on the floor, he makes his teammates a lot better, especially Jalen Green, but his feet are just too slow. I don't know how you can keep him on the floor, and that's an issue he's going to need to address in the summer and continue to get a lot faster. If we compare him to an Enes Kanter type, just because if they come from the same country, that brings me big cause for concern. I'm not sure if he can get any quicker. The good news is a lot of defense is about posturing. Yes, he's a bit undersized, but I'm hoping that he can develop into a much smarter defensive player to help make up for his very slow feet. Until then, I don't know how many minutes the Rockets can afford to give him if they're actually trying to win games. Overall, I'm a massive fan of Şengün. I think he has a big potential if he can get those feet to work a little bit faster. I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think Şengün is going to be a future star in this league? Do you think he's going to be a decent role player? Do you think he's going to end up playing maybe in Europe or his home country? Let me know what you guys think. If you watch this entire video, drop a basketball emoji so I can show you some love. I appreciate you guys. Till next time, per sources, misses nothing.